78 bodies have been from underground, from a rescue operation that started a few months ago. The goal was to get people out, but 78 people unalived have been pulled out. Now, in Congo, unfortunately, they have arrested 7 Chinese nationals with $400,000 in cash and many bars of gold, trying to cross the border to the next country. 7 Chinese nationals. What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? Today we're gonna bash South Africa again. And the Zulu people are gonna get very upset. Where are my Zulu people? Yeah. The black South Africans that get upset when you bash South Africans are most of the time Zulus. Not other tribe. It's usually the Zulus. They say, wena, kwele, zokubulala. Yeah. Lena kitlokubulaya. Let's go, baby. So today, 78 bodies. Okay, when I say 78 bodies, I'm going to limit there. I'm not going to get into details because AI is going to pick this up. 78 bodies have been from underground, from a rescue operation that started a few months ago. The goal was to get people out, but 78 people unalived have been pulled out. 78 unalived were brought up from an abandoned gold mine. Several unalived people had already been taken out by volunteers in recent weeks. The authority announced on Wednesday evening that they had reached the end of this rescue operation and had brought up all the people possible. In context, fellas. Okay, so a while back, we were talking here, again, I think one of the time we were bashing South Africa again. We spoke about a situation where a minister, came forward after several people were strained underground in mines. These mines are illegal mines, and people that usually go under illegal mines are foreign nationals. Now, foreign nationals, we're talking here about people from Lesotho and people from Mozambique. Look at the map. This is South Africa. This is Lesotho. As you can see, Lesotho is inside South Africa. And yeah, it became a separate country after colonialism. As you can see, it makes no sense. I mean, look at this country right here. Okay, it's inside, almost inside, whatever you want to call it. These are the same people that were cut by colonialism. Now, people from Lesotho have different passports. Now, some of the times they will come to South Africa going into mines, illegal mines. Where do these mines come from? These mines are mines that are abandoned by big companies. The companies loot. After finishing looting, they leave the mines. And sometimes they don't block the entries. So people that's going through financial difficulties will sometimes come and enter these mines. And some of these people sometimes come from Lesotho, some come from Mozambique, sometimes Zimbabweans, and a very little number of South Africans. Very little number. Okay? They'll go down the mines, they will mine, they'll take the, little things here and there, go sell in the black market and make some money. Now, this has been going on for a long time. The minister said this after they asked for rescue operation of these people. Listen to that.
You want us to send help to criminals, honestly. We're not sending help to criminals. We're going to smoke them out. They will come out.
Now, you hear that? Well, the minister went under fire because of saying what she said. She said we're going to smoke them out. We don't send help to criminals, okay? We're going to smoke them out. Well, sometimes many people think she could have chosen another word, like we're not going to help them. Like smoke them out sounds like insect. Like, when you fumigate cockroaches, you go... It's smoke that goes and they run away from the smoke. That's what it sounds like. I'm not saying that's what she said. I'm saying that's what it sounds like when you say we're going to smoke them, Yeah. So a lot of people, including South Africans, were not happy about what she said and the way she presented it. We are not going to send help to these people. We are going to smoke them out.
We say the language that is being used, she must be fired. That is the language we expect of the ministers of colonial governments of apartheid.
Now, many people were stranded down underground. They couldn't come out. Many people, they got some help from community members in South Africa, sending them food sometimes, trying to help them.
We only want the police to help us so that we can take those people from underground so that they can come outside, because there they've been trapped without food, without water, without nothing.
Now, who are these community members? Question mark. They say some of the community members are family of these people. Now, are these families South Africans or people from Lesotho? Question mark. Who was sending help to these people on the ground? Question mark. Now, the problem that comes here is that some people in the government have been criticized very, very much. In total, more than 240 survivors were evacuated from the several kilometer deep well in Stilfontein, South Africa. Now, though 240 people were rescued, many of them were unalive. They've pulled out about 78 unalive people, and many people feel like the officials did on purpose to punish these people. Now the police method is under fire. Part of the public opinion blames the government of this tragedy. Not me, my friend, not me. The public opinion of South Africa is blaming government. So don't come for me. I will slap you if you come for me. The public opinion in South Africa is blaming the government of South Africa, not me. Okay? Public opinion is blaming governments because the public authority had sealed off access to the mine and restricted food supply for months, waiting for these illegal gold miners to come out to arrest them. So public opinion in South Africa is accusing the members of the police that were involved of closing the entry of the mine so that no food goes underground in order to, starve those people so they can come out. Well, they believe the result was not very, very much what they expected. When people starve, usually they do what? They say, okay, I'm giving up, I'm coming out. Apparently, that's not what happened. Apparently, most of the people stayed down. Some of them were sick. They had that disease that never gets cured. That disease with 3 things. That disease, you have to take tablets every year. So they couldn't get access to all that stuff. So many of them were unalive, even though they expressed themselves, please send us the, we dying down here. I mean, yeah. So apparently they sealed out the entry so no help can go down. The hope was, okay, but they're going to suffer down there and come out. Unfortunately, they've come out not the way everybody expected. So public authority is accusing the police method, but the police claims to have only done their job by fighting crime.
We can't at this stage speculate on whatever have been the cause of death. Remember, apart from the cause of death, it is the timing of death. When did who die?
Do you think the police is right to say that they were just fighting crime? Now, does fighting crime go beyond having people being unalive? Question mark. Now, can a criminal be unalive while doing crime? Yeah. No. Well, how is that different from somebody robbing somebody else's house? Question mark. So apparently the police has also accused local communities of blocking some of the food that was supposed to go down, underground, and spending it within themselves. Who's telling the truth? The public authority or the police? Question mark. We don't know. Now, local authorities, families, and civil society organizations, for their part, want the public authority to recognize their responsibility, accusing them of not having listened to the call of help, leaving these miners to be unalive of hunger and dehydration. So the public authorities say they've done it on purpose.
These ministers are here at the scene of their crime.
Okay, why would government do that on purpose? And we're talking about some members of government. They would do that on purpose. Is it a way to send a message to some of the people that mining illegally? Or to say, if you come here and you mine illegally and you get stuck, you're going to be unalive and nobody's going to help you?
If you go and take a risk voluntarily, how human right is that? How humanitarian is that? You go, a train is coming, you sleep on the rail line, and the train runs over you. Can we deal with that as a human right issue?
Is this a way to deter those people? Is it a lesson they're trying to teach them? Now, the DA, which is the second major political party, which is predominantly white, say that they want an investigation. They want a commission of inquiry to set up an investigation and check to make sure everything was done correctly. Now, I want you to tell me, how do you feel about this? Can the South African people say, okay, fellas, you coming from your country to come steal in our country, we're not going to authorize this anymore. Therefore, if you go undermine, you go underground, going to steal, we are not sending you up. If you go downstairs, going looking for mines, going looking for gold without the authorities, well, you're going to be unalive. Or do you feel we should make them feel guilty for letting other human beings be unalive by closing the entry, not letting any food come in? Is that the perfect method to operate? Do you think they did this in order to really get these people out of these mines, or they did this with the goal of getting them unalive so they can teach a lesson to everybody else? And And are we going to Congo? Yes, the DRC. Here's the map. Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, something very interesting is happening. The country's been through so much. Well, Congo is known for being a very happy country. You know, people dance. They just have fun. You know, Congo, even though there's war, people are just dancing people. You'll never really get somebody trying to rob you or stick a knife under your, never. It's just dance. Let's eat. Let's dance. Now, Congo, unfortunately, they have arrested 7 Chinese nationals with $400,000 in cash and many, many bars of gold trying to cross the border to the next country. 7 Chinese nationals, $400,000. Please translate that. How much is $400,000 in Kenyan shillings? How much is that in South African rand? How much is in Naira? Put it there. $400,000 in cash, fellas, with multiple gold bars trying to cross the border. The suspect was found in possession of $400,000 in cash and substantial amount of gold on Sunday, raising concern about the scale of their operation and the potential involvement of organized network. Now, these people have been, arrested and they've been sentenced for 7 years in prison for illegal mining crackdown.
This is an educational trial that should normally serve as a wake-up call to all Chinese nationals who think they can leave China, arrive in Kitutu, Kibe, Lagushwa, Kamituga, or Mwanga, and behave as if they were in their own room without even paying the hotel fees. And that is what brings us joy.
Okay, and this is very sad. My question is, do you think the Chinese can come to Africa and start mining, buying gold and have so much amount of cash without the help of some of the locals? I don't know. I mean, for you to have the courage, the guts to have $400,000 in cash and gold trying to cross the border, you have done it how many times in the past? Because if it was your first time, you're probably going to bring just $10,000. You probably just bring $10,000 to try see if you can cross. Right? You wouldn't bring $400,000. If you can bring $400,000, it means you're used to doing that. You've done it many times. Now, how can you do this many times? Well, the possibility is, even though they've been sentenced, they had been working with some of the locals. I'm sorry to say that. But this time around, something went wrong. Sometimes you have a deal with somebody. You say, okay, you're going to cross your $400,000 in gold, but you're going to give me $100,000. Oh, no, I'm not giving you $100,000. It's too much. Whatever. No, you're going to give me $100,000. No. Well, then, just before you cross, he goes and tells on you because you didn't give him the money you're supposed to give him. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying. But what surely is not the first time is for 7 random Chinese nationals to have $400,000 in cash with gold crossing into another country. That's, I doubt. But congratulations to the Congolese security system for stopping these people. I mean, you can never do such thing in China. If you did that, they will unalive you, my brother. Yes, Chinese people are unalive people for money laundering, for corruption. Now imagine gold and 400,000. Why doesn't Congo unalive them too? I'm just asking. How do you want them to respect you if you don't respect yourself? Do you know how many Congolese people are in jails in Chinese? In China, go check. Go check. People need to be treated the way they treat people. That's how you do it. That's the only way you get respected. You need to treat people the way they treat you. $400,000 in cash with gold. Where does that come from? In the meantime, many people are suffering in the Congo, in that area. That's east side of the Congo. That's where there's war. That's where people are in difficulties. That's where people are suffering. South Africa are being blamed by civil society, not me. Civil society, okay? So if you want to fight, go fight civil society in South Africa. Are being blamed of allowing these people, zamazamas, that's what they call, for being unalive. 78 bodies were, because they say that they closed the entry on purpose to disallow food from going down to these people. Therefore, now everybody has been pulled out, and amongst the people, 78 that were already. Is this a good thing or not? Do you think South Africa can say, okay, well, we've done our job. This is our country. Don't come into our country, do your thing. Or South Africa is doing something that is not South Africa. Members of the way involved are doing things that are unacceptable in Ubuntu. Should have allowed those people to come out in some other way. Either way, let me know how you feel about that. In Congo, 7 Chinese people, crazy stuff. 7 years in jail for $400,000 and gold. Are they doing this by themselves? Do you think 7 years is enough? Do you think they're going to do 7 years? They're going to sit there for a year and get out. Sorry. God bless.